Hello friends, I am Triloch and I hope you are safe and healthy. Today we will understand Amazon Route 53 and DNS 101 and I will show you the lab on Route 53. So without any further delay, let's move forward. What is Route 53? The name of Amazon Route 53 came from DNS port number. The port number is 53. That's why the Amazon named it Route 53. This is very cool, right? Amazon Route 53 is highly available and scalable cloud domain name system DNS web service. Okay, so Amazon Route 53 effectively connects user requests to the infrastructure running in AWS, such as Amazon EC2 instances, elastic load balancing, such as load balancers, or Amazon S3 buckets, and can also be used to route users to infrastructure outside of the AWS. Okay, so let's understand DNS. And what is DNS? The DNS name system or DNS is the phone book of the internet. Okay, so human access information online through domain names like my domain is codingx.in, or you can name it google.com. The web browser interact through the internet protocol, the IP addresses. DNS translate domain names to IP addresses, so browser can load internet resources. Okay, so IP addresses are used by the computers to identify each other on network. IP addresses commonly come in different forms. That means two different forms. Okay, like first one is IP version 4 and IP version 6. The IP version 4 spaces is 32-bit field and have 4 billion different addresses. But this is not enough for us. We are more than 7 billion people with minimum 3 connected devices, right? So that's why IP version 6 was created to solve this deflation problem and has an addresses spaces of 128 bits. Okay, so let's understand one more terms associated with DNS, that is top level domains. Okay, if you look in google.com, amazon.com and my domain codingx.in, domains name are separated in dots. Like the last word in a domain represents the top level domain. That means .com, .edu, .in. These are the top level domains. Okay, and the second word in a domain is called second level domain. Just like .co.in, the .co is second level domain, and if you see the .gov.in, that means gov is here second level domain. Okay, these top level domain names are controlled by the Internet Assigned Numbers Authority IANA in the root zone database, which is essentially a database of all available top level domains. Okay, so go to the another terms like domain registers. Okay, a register is an authority that can assign domain names directly under one or more top level domains. These domains are registered with InterNIC, a service of ICANN, which enforces uniqueness domain name across the internet. Each domain name becomes registered in a central database known as WHOIS database. Okay, so next is start of authority records SOA. It stores information about the name of the server that supplied the data for the zone. And second one is the administrator of the zone, the current version of the data file, and the default number of seconds for the time to leave file on resource records. Okay, so next is, here I have drawn a diagram. You can see, you can understand better like what is DNS. Like I have written, the domain name system translate human readable domain names, the Twitter, to machine readable IP addresses. Okay, this is I have posted in Twitter. Okay, so this is how I have actually post into the Twitter. So if you check here, the user requesting the twitter.com. Okay, but he will get the IP, actually the forward to the IP. So this is how it works. Like the requested Twitter, the DNS root name server, and the root name server tell DNS resolver to go to the .com TLD top level domain. Okay, so after that, the name server of .com TLD will redirect to the domain register. Here my domain is in suppose in coding X the domain is in Amazon. So it will go to the domain register and find out the IP. So this is how whole DNS system is working. Okay, so without any further delay, let's go to the hands-on tutor. Okay, it is AWS Management Console. You can directly search Route 53 here. Route 53. Here it is Route 53 and click on it. And after loading the Route 53 console, you can directly register your domain from this panel. Otherwise, you can, if you have already domain in GoDaddy and other popular domain register, it is also configurable. So first register. Let me show you how to register your domain. Click on this. Here it's loading. Yes, this is a domain register console. So here a lot of domains are top level domain and second level domain is there. So you can choose any domain for you. So I am here writing coding xyz.com. Check. So here it is. This is checking now. So once yes, this is available. So you can directly add to cat and you can book your domain from this panel. And Amazon also is a popular domain register, you can say. So after that the GoDaddy is there. So here it is your personal detail you can fill up and continue. So once it is done, so you just need to pay and your domain is ready and you register. So after that you can just go to your hosting zone here. Okay, so let's go to the hosting zone. And this is the Route 53 console. So let me go to there. So here directly we can go to the DNS management here, hosted zone. Okay, in hosted zone, if you have your domain register in different from the Amazon, so you need to create the hosted zone here. So this is, suppose I have already domain in GoDaddy, so that's why I need to create hosted zones. Okay, so after creating that, so here your domain is listed. So this is the default NS records. That's 4 NS records here there. Okay, so you need to configure in your DNS management section in GoDaddy. This is the section where you can add NS record. So I have added already these 4 NS record here. Okay, so this is how it works. Once it listed, you can create a record. Okay, so let's create the record. So these 6 type of routing policy is there in Route 53. So I'll show you the first every routing policy. So let's create the first one. Simple route. Define simple route. Here it is, and just we are not making any subdomain of it. Let's codingx.in. So here this is the multiple options to, like endpoint is there. You can choose IP, Cloudflare, and other services in Amazon. So let me choose IP addresses here. So record type is also there, and TTL, this is most important, time to live. So I will recommend it will like make it very less, so that your time to live is very less, so that your application runs smoothly, like without any cache. Okay, so here I have put 60, and here I have 3 instances with like Sydney, Ireland, and US with these IPs. So let me copy this one, and here it is paste. Okay, let me erase. Yes, only IP you can put, the IPs only IPs here. Multiple IP you can put in simple routing. Okay, and it will randomly catch, like whenever you browse your codingx.in, it will randomly pick any instance or any IP, and it will redirect point to that IP. Okay, so let me show you the codingx.in. Okay, so first once I have browsed it, Ireland. Okay, so when if you refresh within a minute or more minute, because your TTL time is like time to leave is uh, how much, 1 minute minimum. So after 1 minute if you refresh, it will redirect to another, it will randomly choose or randomly pick this instance. Okay, now it's changed to US. Okay, so after 1 minute it will redirect to another one like Sydney. So this is how your simple routing, yes, this is Sydney server now. Okay, so this is how your simple routing is working. So we'll go to the next one now. So this is working, so you can refresh again, it will load. Let me check, try, yes, uh, try once more. Yes, it is randomly changing. Okay, so this is very interesting, a simple routing. So after that we will go to the next routing policy. So let me delete these records first. Yes, delete. I can directly delete without any verification because it's your control. Okay, so once it's done, then let's create the next one, weighted. And when this is actually in the, it will do the same job, but you can define a weight like 30%, 20% and 50%, so that you can configure your load for the your instance. Okay, so here time TTL is 60 minutes. So define the weighted record. So IP address, so let me choose this IP as the first one, suppose this Sydney one. Okay, so this is how you can add multiple all the records for the all the IP. So here weight is 20%, and this is most important, health check. Health check, let's we don't have any health checks now, so let's create first. So after that I will show the same process after creating the health check. Okay, cancel it. So let's go to the health check section. Here it is like health check. So create health check. Name, like you can give the location wise, otherwise your like your instance name you can put here. So here IP address, so first one is Sydney, host name is codingx.in, and you can define also port. So for the live purpose you can port is 443. Okay, so here you can choose HTTPS also instead of HTTP. So here my path is index.html. So here it is 10 second and failure threshold is 20. So within 20 second it will live your means refreshing your health check. Okay, create a in live, you can put it yes and create a SNS topic for that. So here it is. So your health check is created, and I have created more too in the same way. Okay, so let's go to the hosted zone. So here is done. So let me create the create record for the weighted one. Okay, so health check actually is needed for uh, all the routing policy except first one, the simple one. Okay, so here you can time to leave is 60. Yes, you can directly write the 60 instead of clicking the 1 minute. Okay, this is IP address. We can put the first IP address. Yes, and this weight is 20. It 20 means it's a 20%. Okay, so here health check is for Sydney is Sydney, and record ID it is important. It's not important, but it's mandatory for the Amazon this routing policy. So you can write anything here as for your companies. Okay, this is create record. So once the first one is done, so we'll create more two. Same process. Time to leave is 60 second. Here you can choose IP address. IP address will put in the second one, Ireland one. Okay, here it is. Paste it. So let me put it 30%. Okay. Yes. So health check is for Ireland. Okay. So you can directly write down Ireland. So create records. Two is created like 30%, 20%, rest 50% will keep in for the USA. Okay, so waited next. Yes, it is. Here you can change your IP, then your IP is USA1. Yes, go to the paste here and weight is 50. So it is actually percentage wise. If you put in 2, 30, 20, that means it will 60, 40. It will proportionate that percentage. So it will automatically calculate, no worry about it. So this is how a 3 weighted record created. So you can browse accordingly, but I cannot show you properly, means you need to means proper traffic for that. So I think it will only load the Ireland one. Okay, so so this is how actually weighted you can put. I couldn't show you how to test this one, but in live it will work because the traffic will redirect accordingly your load. If 100 traffic is means coming to your server, so it will do this. So delete this one, so we will go to the next one. So here it is. So create record. The next one is geolocation. It is actually one you can, this is very interesting one actually. Suppose your users are in USA and Europe, so accordingly you can define a language, accordingly you can define your application languages also. So here it is the same process, define geolocation. Okay, so choose endpoint is simple IP address, and here it is like first one we can put in for the Sydney. This is means Asia specific. So in Asia, if Asia means I'm staying in India, so if I will access, so it will show me in this one like Asia. You can choose the continent and countries also. Okay, so let me choose. No, sorry. Here we have to put the continent. So Asia, I can choose it. Asia. Yes, here it is. So here I chosen the location is Asia. That means and health check one Sydney and record you can Sydney, right? SYD. So once create all the records, I will show you how it is like geolocation means if I'm in India, then I can access only this instance. Okay, so this is how I'll show you. Let me create all the records first. Yes, the second one is Ireland. That means we have to choose a Europe location, right? So for this Europe, yes, and health check is Ireland. Already we have created this one. So record is IRE. Yes, create records. So SCI is created. So next create for the USA region or USA location, you can say location. Okay. So define geolocation record. You can. This is most important because time to leave. Otherwise, it will take much time to reflect. Okay. So copy this one. Here it is. So IP and location is USA, right? So North America and South Africa you can choose. So North America, so US. Okay, you can put it here US also. US, yes. So define location, create records. This is done. So let me show you how we can change the location through the VPN. So and we can browse the our instance. So first it is in Ireland server. Okay, so here it is Ireland Sydney. That means I'm accessing from the India. So that's why the my location wise this is in Asia, right? So this is Sydney server is loading by default. So let me change to the Europe. Okay, this is VPN, free VPN I'm using to show you how it's actually working. taking time. Okay, let me choose again Europe. Here it is. Yes, Europe is connected now. So let me refresh our browser here, codings.in. It should be Ireland. Yes, the Ireland server. So this means when you access from the Europe, so your location wise it will show you the instance or point to your instance. Okay, so let's change for the America, North America, even South America you can choose. Here it is, North America is there. Also here, yes, this is North America. So once it is connected, yes, it is connected. So let me refresh first. Yes, this is US server. So that means your geolocation wise you can load your server. Your application will be also like mm, uh, language. You can define the language and different server you can host in your application. Okay, so this is how geolocation routing policy is working. So next is latency. So let me clear this one. So let's create delete. Yes, deleted now. Here it is. So let's create record first for the latency route policy. Okay, routing policy. So here it is, check the latency. So latency means like it is similar to the geolocation. So the if I'm in India, so my the latency would be less for the Sydney server instead of for the USA or Ireland. Okay, so same. So let's copy this Sydney one and paste the IP, and here you have to choose the regions. So Asia Pacific. So you can specify this Asia Pacific Sydney, and the health check is Sydney, and record ID SYD. Yes, create records. Similarly, you have to create all three records for three instances. Okay, this is latency like so. As health check is most important. Okay, so once health, suppose one is down. Okay, any problem is one instance, so it is choose the very less latency instance. Okay, so this is how it's actually health check is very important, so that it will be easy for the route 53 to choose which one uh, to point. Okay, so this is how. So this is for the Ireland one. So I will choose the Europe, Ireland. Okay, here it is. Region is done. The Ireland, and record ID is IRE. Create records. So latency Europe, Ireland, and Sydney is done. So we'll create. So this is Sydney because I'm accessing from the India. My uh, very less distance from the like I'm in Asia. So this is very less latency. So I am loading Sydney server. Okay. So if I choose here Europe one, like Ireland, so I'm accessing from the Ireland or Europe, so it will by default means it will load the Ireland server. Okay, so because the latency would be less in that location. Okay, so let me choose the Europe. Let's connect. This is free one, so that's why it's some advertisement is there. You can see in here. So it's loading now. Connecting. Yes, connected now. So if you refresh the page, it will be Ireland server. Yes, it is. So this is how your latency also working. Like it's similar to the geolocation, but it's a calculate the latency between the server and client. Okay. So next is failover. So failover is totally depends on the health checks. If one server is down, then it will point to the another one. So similarly, like you can check this one Sydney. Here it is, failover type. This is the primary and secondary. So let me choose this Sydney one is primary and health check you can check. Health check is Sydney. Record ID is SOID. Define, create. Yes, it is created now. So let me create another one for the secondary. If primary is down, then secondary will work. So this is actually, it totally depends on your use case, how you define your routing policy. Okay, so that's why it's a different type of routing policy is there. It's your business need. It totally depends on your business need. Okay, so here it is IP and this is the secondary, and health check is Ireland and record ID is IRE. Okay, define, create records. Here it is. So we have created primary and secondary. So let's stop this primary like primary instance. So after that you can see the secondary one automatically active, or it's actually active and it will point to the second one. Okay, so let's go to the EC2 instance. Here it is EC2, and we have to go the Sydney, yes, region. So here it is loading now. I think my net is slow. Okay, yes, it is loaded. So here it is, we have one instance. So let me stop it. Stop. Yes. So now we can check the health first in health section, health check section in hosted zone or route 53 you can say. So let's go there, route 53. So your hosted zone or health check, you can directly go within the health check like codingnext.in. So here it is. So we have already primary and secondary, right? So it is. So let me show you. Yes, the Sydney one is now unhealthy. Okay, so if you refresh, it will load to Ireland server. Yes, so this is how your failover routing policy is working on route 53. Okay, so let's delete this. So after that we can I can show you in the next one. So after failover, I think there's a multi-value is there. Multi-value is nothing but simple routing, but we can give here health check parameter, so that it will actually, if some instance is down, so it will not point to that one, and directly means it will point to the other one which those are active. Okay, let's copy this IP. Okay, Sydney, oh sorry, Sydney was, we already stopped this, so we'll create for the uh, other two. Okay, so let's close this one. So let's create one more time. So let's define, yes, we can do for Ireland and USA. So copy this one, IP address in Ireland, yes, record ID IRE, define, yes, create record. So this is done. So we'll create one more multi-value answer. As I said, multi-value is nothing but a simple routing policy, but with health check. Let's define multi-value. We can put in last one, USA. Here, paste, choose your USA and record ID US. Okay. So this is create records. So I can like, this is very simple routing policy. So you can, if you load your page, it will like show you the your island server. Okay, so this is done. So this is how your routing policy is working. Okay, so next one, another one, route policy is there, so I will show you. Before that, I'll let me close, like stop another one, so that it will automatically load another without any failure of your application. Okay, so let's stop this uh, Ireland one. Okay, Europe instance. So let's stop this and we'll load our same domain. It will point to the which one, USA one, because this is active. USA one is active now after this one. Yes, now Sydney is stopped and Ireland is stopped now. That means only one instance you working here, only USA one. So if you refresh your codingx.in, it will load only one. Which one? This is USA, right? So you can go here, health check this is working or not. So first one is unhealthy, also the Ireland also unhealthy. So now only US is active. So if you refresh, it will load only USA server. Yes, so this is how your routing policy is working. So one more routing policy is there, so I will show you how it actually works. So this is more complicated one, so I will just show you how it is, means how we can do that. So go to the traffic policies. Here it is, create traffic policies. Policy name you can do like your codingx.in, your domain name you can put here, means your company name. Okay, so here it is, DNS type is IP version. So here is Geoproximity rules. Okay, this is most complicated. You have to set lot of rules and like regions, coordinates, latitude, longitude, and you can point the particular instance. A lot of things you can define here. Okay, so this is how your routing policies work in Route 53.